back, Melissa from A Life Refurbished, and today we have a mid-century modern basset dresser. I paid $70 for the dresser, but after supplies, I'm still hoping to make around $600 in profit. I'm gonna attempt to restore it today and revive these beautiful wood. So if you wanna see this furniture revival, don't go anywhere and stick around for today's makeover. Today's project is structurally solid but cosmetically needs help. Uneven spots, tire finish with scratches, mild veneer damage, you name it, it was there. Underneath of most of the damage, peeking through were the curvy lines that are some of the defining qualities that make walnut veneer so beautiful and attractive to the eye. The paper that was used to line the drawers lets me know that this guy was part of a nursery probably 35 plus years ago. I swear I remember my mom receiving gifts wrapped in the exact same paper when my sister was born. I'm very excited to see what I'll be able to uncover. As far as I can see, this guy doesn't look super dirty, so I'm just gonna be using simple green here to cut through any grime. And then start sanding right away, you guys. Structurally, I haven't seen anything that needs to be fixed, but the veneer definitely has quite a few areas where it has chipped off. If I'm able to camouflage some of those really well, again, I'm gonna be restoring it. Some areas here in this corner, especially in the back where we have a good chunk done. But we might just be able to pull this restoration off. When I first saw this at the secondhand store, I thought that there was a chunk of where the veneer had come off, but I'm seeing that it's just the finish that's discolored. Maybe if I apply some heat, I can make the veneer pop back out. Sometimes that's all we need. So I think I'm gonna be pulling out my iron for this one. Well, I just found something that's kind of cute. Even though I didn't strike any gold here, I know the real gold is under this finish. So we're starting by sanding using 120 grit. I should have removed the liner before, but nevertheless, here we are. And thankfully, it was very easy to take off. And inside, the drawers look spotless. And look at that, no glue residue. This brings me some extra joy today because when we do have some glue residue, it can be a pain in the butt. I'm taking my time here, carefully moving the sander back and forth so we can start seeing beautiful raw wood. You already know it's gonna be good. Some simple yet important advice I can give you regarding sanding is that sometimes we can be tempted to park the sander, sort of speak, in efforts to eliminate a deeper scratch. But no matter how tempting this can be, keep the sander moving, because we don't want to blow through the veneer, especially not through gorgeous veneer like the one we're working with today. As I'm sanding the legs and using the carbide scraper to help me remove some of the finish from the front frame, I'm noticing they're made out of solid white oak. What they used to do back in the day was to heavily stain these lighter color woods to make the entire dresser look the same color. I've heard others say that leaving the different wood tones as they are can make this dresser look like a beginner's DIY project. Even though I respect their opinion, I disagree. I love that after sanding the piece, you can make changes, which could include not staining everything the same. I don't know if you can tell, but the dresser's still drying. I gave it a quick wipe down with mineral spirits just to have a clean surface. And now I'm gonna go ahead and tackle all the little spots where the veneer flaked off. I'm gonna be using this plastic wood from DAP. This is a shrank and crack free product. What I love about it is that it's already stained. This is a walnut wood, so I'm gonna be using a walnut color wood filler. This product can be sanded or stained after 15 minutes, which is gonna speed up our project. And more choices to make along the way. Ooh, that's a bee. There are more choices to be made along the way, so keep watching. Some of those choices include if I should stain the legs and the front frame, just like they did it when they refinished it the first time. However, usually I like to wait and see how the two tones look against each other before making a decision. While the wood filler dries, and yes, I'm aware that these repairs don't look great yet, I'm getting a warm iron and a damp rag, which I'm placing on top of the corner where the veneer needs a little bit of puffing off. The right amounts of heat and steam make the veneer swell, which will help at keeping my sanding at a minimum here. Now that this corner looks way better, and the wood filler dried, I'm carefully sanding until smooth and wiping it clean. And here is when the more I look at the light tones from the oak wood frame and legs, they became visually distracting against the beautiful walnut. So I decided to start taping around the frame and figured out that the best way to help minimize the visual noise was by staining them. I'm going to be using this fast drying stain from polyurethane. The color is Early American to stain the lighter oak areas. And I'm just going to use a foam brush to apply it. I already stirred this new can of stain really well. Let's get going. The stain needs to sit for 2 to 3 minutes before wiping any excess off. It fully cures after 24 hours. I'm gonna be using a lint-free shop paper towel here to remove any excess. I'm also touching up the wood filler with the same stain color since I'm trying to camouflage the repairs I made. Since I'm trying to camouflage the repairs, I'm sealing them first with one light coat of R seal. The thing about this product is you have to constantly move it around, make sure that it's in movement all the time so that all the product is mixed at all times. But this is like so satisfying. People find stripping furniture satisfying. I find these the most satisfying of all. Why do I start in the middle? Because I drip less that way. You can definitely use a high quality brush to apply it, but over the years I found that using a clean sock is the best and fastest way of wiping it on. Here, I'm wiping off the excess using a clean shop paper towel, folding it after each time I wipe, as you can see in the video here. And I do this almost immediately after I'm done applying. After it dries to the touch, which normally takes 1 hour since it's such a light one, I'm going to be spraying Ultra Classic Toner from Mohawk over the areas I stained and also the repair side made with wood filler. It's time to start blending everything in. Shake the can really well for about 1 minute and spray 12 to 14 inches from the surface in steady strokes. As the time passes, the toner darkens. So just wait 1 hour before you apply a second coat, even though the recoat time is between 15 to 30 minutes. I'm going to be mimicking wood grain by painting little dots and fine lines with a fine-tipped Sharpie pen. And using my finger, I'm going to be feathering and blending them in. I'm gonna be doing one last coat of toner over the wood filler repairs. As for the legs, I kept debating about leaving them in their lighter white oak color, but finally decided on a monochromatic look for this guy and stained them using the same color I did on the front frame and sealed everything with 2 more coats of Arm R Seal. And finally, to bring out the shine on the wood inside the drawers, I brushed in this furniture tonic from Wise Owl. It made a huge difference. Are you guys ready to see the final result? From dull and damaged to refined and restored, this mid-century modern dresser is looking so different. It was definitely brought back to life. But let me know what you think in the comments. Would you have saved this piece or passed on it? I will see you guys next time. And stay until the end for a profit breakdown.